So anyway, where was I with my story? I've got to watch the time as well. So basically, yeah, I encourage people. People start giving me contracts. I buy a mansion. I'm a multi-millionaire in my 30s. I'm looking for there. I don't find it. There's a massive recession. This comes just a year after I've gone through a divorce that's very traumatic because there was a lot of money. Overnight, I go from being a millionaire in a mansion, 1 year away from retirement. I got planning consent for a golf course. I was going to create my stables, as you do, into an office block. Now I'm bankrupt and living in a bedsit. My mum's dead by this time. My dad's dead. I've just gone through a divorce. So you know when they say, like they get it up and they say, number 2 on the stress scale, right? Right, moving house. Try losing house, going bankrupt, parents dead, through a divorce, all at the same time. And you know the biggest thing I lost? Me. I lost me. I know what rock bottom's like. I decided to take my own life this night. And the only reason I didn't, I got Ollie, my little boy, that night. So I wouldn't be here tonight. I ain't going to hold back today. Don't expect me to hold back today. Because you know what? I'll bet you there'll be some people in the room today that will really connect with this, that will really get it. And it affects people. So you can't hold back. So here I am. By the way, if you're wondering if I did commit suicide, just to lighten it up, I didn't. But that was me. And one word changed my life, and it's on there. So I overheard a conversation, and they said, you know, oh, Fred will get there one day. And I thought, where's there? How do you know when you're there? Shouldn't I have been there with all that? But I didn't feel I was. See, I was nearly there. And then I realized, oh, my God. I've never met anybody that's there. No one had ever come up to me in my life and said, I'm there. So the kids don't stand a chance. How can the kids get there when his parents say, no, I'm not there, I'm not much. I've got away. Well, kids are going to do the same because no one's saying it's not attainable. So I suddenly thought, well, what was I doing all that for? What are you here for? What am I here for? Do you know what it is? And I got it just like that. I wanted to feel good. That's all. What's success? How do you know when you're successful? Do you know what it is? Right? Because some people have got millions or billions and they don't feel successful. It's a feeling. Something happens in your life where you allow yourself, how mad is this, to have a feeling that was in there all the time. You say, oh, I'll let that feeling out now. We think, oh, yeah, I deserve. The script says, yeah, you can let that out. And I realised, well, any feeling, so that means any feeling that anyone has is already in them, and they just access it, they click on it. But it's like all those feelings in their life, they're all there, happiness, but they're greyed out. You know when your computer, when you want to click on the greyed out icon, you go, bastard. Bastard. And you go back later, and you know it's greyed out, you know it's not going to work, but you click on it just in case. Of course it don't work. Isn't that like you? You've got all these, you can see it, contentment, happiness, love, joy, but they're all great. I ain't got enough money to do that, I can't do that. It's not that easy. You say, look, Richard, it's not that easy, is it? You don't, I don't know, but go and speak to them in the hospice because they're doing it. Ladies, there's no scales in the hospice. No one's weighing themselves. They don't give a damn about diets. Guys, there's no calculators. No one's in the hospice. Nothing changes on the outside, but they get something. I got that 20 years ago. I got that 3 years ago. Discovered BC. That changed my life. I realised I was there. My family thought I'd gone mad. I wrote this incredible poem called There, and I read it to my family. I said, where'd you get that from? I said, I wrote it so you can't write poetry. I said, I'm there. And they went, of course you are. You'll be fine. You're there, aren't you? Yeah. 20 years ago, I'm still there. So any feeling that you can imagine, winning the lottery or anything, 100% guarantee, the truth is the truth, whether you believe this or not, accept it, those feelings are inside you now. They can't come from anywhere else, right? Feeling can't come from a number or a house or a car, right? That thing happens, so you are emotionally complete. Everything, the bottom line, the goal, the end result to you getting something, that feeling, which is what you really want, is in you now. Most people don't know that. Or they might know it, but they still can't access it. Until 3 years ago, I didn't know what stopped us. I would tell an audience like you, hey, you're there, I'm there, that's it. They'd love, they'd clout, they'd standing ovation and everything, but then they'd go away and I'd see them 6 months later and they're still crap. I think, what's going on? They've admitted, yeah, those feelings, of course I've got the feeling. What was stopping them doing it? This is what we discovered 3 years ago that changed everything. And this is what I want to tell you about now. It was suddenly realizing that most people, most of the time, wait for this, I'm talking over 90% of the average person is not choosing what they're doing, what they're thinking, and what they're feeling. Can you imagine, let's suppose this is right, just go along with it for a minute. Let's suppose there was something else that was choosing your life 90% of the time. What I mean by that is, would you have a little bit more fun in your life if you could choose it? Probably, I think you would. Would you be a little bit happier in your life if you could choose? You know, would you perhaps worry about the small stuff more if you could choose? Would you choose to be less big? You know, all these things, if you could choose, you say, yeah, if I could choose. Well, what's stopping you? You can. Of course you can choose. I'm at an event. It's Tony Robbins. I've never heard Tony Robbins speak. A lot of people have that have done our programs, and you know, there's a lot of stuff. But these were all mainly men in London, young guys who wanted to be Tony Robbins, which is interesting because he's 6'7" for a start, so we're struggling. But they're all there. I said, put your hand up if you're driven. Vroom. It's like they're pulled out of the seats like that. Whoa, testosterone, yeah. Their face like this. I said, what does it mean if you're driven? And the hands started to go. They didn't know if they were supposed to keep them up or down. They were going like that. And what does it mean if you're driven somewhere? It means you're a passenger. So here they all are thinking, whoa, I'm like Tony Robbins, I'm driven. They're driven. They're not driving. They're passengers. Most people are passengers. Do you know what they have instead? Do you know why we put up with it? We have the illusion of choice. And personal development has fueled that. It has said, you choose. No, you do not. And this is where our work is so different. So you're saying, well, what the hell is choosing then? You told me I've got the feelings. Yeah, I can go along with that. I understand that. Success is a feeling. Yeah. So why isn't everyone going to walk out that door today and say, I'm there. I'm amazing. You know, like when people say to me, how are you? Do you know what most people say? All right. All right. Okay. You know, well, they might have a go at amazing. And they go, I'm amazing. No, I don't mean like that. I'm at an airport. I know some of the guys have heard this. It's great. Right. I'm at an airport, right, and I'm walking by this watch stand. This guy's obviously been on a sales training course, and he made me jump out my skin. He says, good evening, sir. How is sir? And I jumped. Do you know Kung Fu when he used to go slow motion? And I went, sir is amazing. And it was just like, this is an airport lounge. It was just like I'd shouted, F off, like that. Because everyone's going, like that. How dare he say that? No one's buying anything now because they're thinking, I want to hear why he's amazing. He said, because they hadn't told him, they hadn't prepared him for this. There was no script, you know. It's like, oh, he said, his voice went, why is so amazing then? I said, I'm not dead. Watch the energy in this room now. I'm going to do an exercise with you. Watch this. I'm going to do this with you. Some of the guys know what's coming, but go for it, right? Put your heart and soul. You'll get out of it what you put in. So put everything into this and you'll get a lot out. You'll like this a lot. I mean a lot. We're going 10 out of 10. You like this 10 out of 10. Because I'm going to give you an exercise. You know, people do a lot of sport. You know, some people do marathons and everything, 26 miles. I'm going to give you an exercise, right, that is so short in time that is infinitely better for your health, for your energy on a daily basis than running 26 miles. And everyone can do it, right? So first of all, everyone on their feet, please. Everybody, please. Please put as much energy into this as you can. It's very short, right? Don't worry. Don't get scared. You remember the birdie song where you go, stand on a chair here. Look. Do you remember the birdie song where you went like that? Just go like that several times. Right, everyone do it. Everyone do it. Sit, end of experiment. That's it. See it. End of exercise. That's it. Nothing else. Told you it was good. Right, now what you do, tomorrow morning, you wake up, in bed, you don't even have to get out. You go like that, and if you can't feel the box, the coffin, no wood, it's a good day. That's it. No wood. I'm not dead. I'm alive. And you think, oh, it's not, that's silly, that is. Go and tell that to them in the hospital. You know what they say in the hospice? So we saw Richard Wilkins, and he got us to do this thing. It's ridiculous. It's like it's going to give us energy. And they say, he's right. I'd do anything to be able to do that. You see, so we can leave it till that time. See, there's two ways. There's two ways you can access your superpowers. One is the normal way, when there's a disaster, like the end of your life, or if someone's in real trouble. And one is where you can discover your purpose. That's what gets me on here. I'm on a mission to help someone in this room that will go out and look at their life differently. They've got a very high success rate. Because it's not just me, it's the other people that got on this stage that help with that. You know, we found something that works. Because if not, all we say is, well, yeah, it's a shame people chuck themselves off bridges, and it's a shame everyone's on Prozac and all this stuff's going on. I'm going to do something about it. You know, there's a great quote I wrote. It says, when I was younger, I used to think I could change the world. Now I'm older, I know I can. So can you. People that play small live small. And if we do that, that's what our kids are going to do. So going back to it, what we discovered was, this is what stops you feeling amazing. This is what it is. You'll work, most people, everybody's got one of them. Now, I would love to say to you at this point, we'll get rid of your script. Wouldn't that be great? I'm going to take all the crap, because what's in the script, let me clarify. What I mean by script is everything bad in your life. Nothing's good in here. Only thing good is you. And what we're saying is, anything that you don't like, you don't want, and wouldn't choose is a script. Because you wouldn't choose any of those things. We do them, I do them, but I don't choose them. It's the script, right? And what's happened is, you've been given this. Another example. What do most people hold on to the longest? Not you. What do most people? A compliment or a criticism? What would you say? Criticism, of course they are. If you went to those same people, not different, said, there's a criticism, there's a compliment, you can choose now which you would hold on to. What do you think they'd say? They'd say compliment. If I could choose, well, I'll have compliment. But I don't know, forget what you do, tell me what you would choose. I would choose a compliment, but what you do is a criticism, correct? That can only mean one thing. You can't go anywhere else. They're not choosing then, because they've just told you what they're choosing. I would choose the compliment, I'm doing the criticism. That's the things with most things in our life. So what it is, we've been handed a script that says to us, I think it's page 5,933, compliment or criticism, what do we hold on to? Criticism. I mean, one of the things I've learned to do, I enjoy my future before it happens. You think, don't be so stupid. How can you enjoy your future before it happens, right? I was in this hotel, in that foyer, after being on TV with Les Dennis on a chat show. The makers of the programme said to me, Richard, the guys, the producers, loved what you did on the show, loved your energy. How do you feel about having your own TV series? So what? That'd be good. I've always had this idea. I thought, I've got some great thing. Suddenly he picked up on my excitement and he got scared. And he said to me, he said, well, look, hang on, Richard. He said, hang on. He said, we're going to make a pilot show. We've then got to, put it, to the TV networks to see if they'll buy it. So don't get too excited yet. I said, do you mind if I do? What would you choose? See, what would you choose? Would you choose to say, oh, no, I'm going to get excited now? Why don't we get excited? Well, in case it doesn't happen, I get disappointed. No. If you've already enjoyed it, say I've enjoyed it. I'm still enjoying it. That was 4 years ago. It ain't happened yet, right? Well, would you choose again? So the whole thing is, if disappointment suddenly shows up and said, see, you shouldn't have listened to Richard Wilkins, that crazy guy in the pink jacket. He told you to enjoy your future. If you're enjoying it and it's not happened now, you thought it was going to happen by this day. Do you know what you say? You're too late. I've already had the feeling. You've heard stories about people celebrating with the lottery and find out they haven't won the lottery. They've let the feeling out. How ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is it that you have every feeling inside you, but you still have people going out there lunchtime and they'll still come back in. So what do you think to the day? And they'll go, chips were cold. Ah! I've told you that you're there. There's a script. There's people chucking off the bridge and they're going, yeah, well, sandwiches. Could have been a few more sandwiches, I think. Something like that. Go straight over.